Hi guys, welcome to another video. And in today's video, we are going to talk about stakeholder identification and analysis. I am Abhinav Sabharwal and let's move on to the video. Now in today's video, we will cover who is a stakeholder, stakeholder mapping, RACI matrix, and communication plan. Who is a stakeholder? A stakeholder is anyone affected by a project. They are not always obvious from the beginning of the project, and it's often necessary to make significant efforts to identify all of them. And it's important to involve all stakeholders throughout the project. Although the level of involvement doesn't have to be the same for all the participants. There are some obvious stakeholders from the beginning, such as those who commission and own the project. These are managers, customers, and people in the chain of command. To find the less obvious stakeholders, you may ask a question like, is there anybody missing who can take a meaningful action based on the results or the data analysis project? Once you have a reasonably exhausted list of stakeholders, you can start a stakeholder analysis. One of the goals is to gauge their interests and concerns as well as their constraints. Another thing is to look out for its potential challenges. Now, if you focus on the diagram on the right hand side, you will see a typical list of stakeholders that are usually there in an IT project. Now, these are employees, consumers, shareholders and investors, business partners, local communities, government and regulatory authorities, media, and industry associations. All of these can have some or huge impact on the project that you're doing. Stakeholder mapping. Understanding the flow and distribution of the information among the stakeholder is also an important task. Again, the participation of the stakeholder throughout the project varies depending on the needs of the analytics professionals. Therefore, deciding on when to involve certain groups of stakeholders in different stages of project is also crucial. Finally, a big part of stakeholder analysis is devoted to developing strategies for managing stakeholder expectations, how to effectively communicate with them. Identifying stakeholders and collecting their concerns is one of the most critical aspects of framing biggest problem. If the stakeholders are not satisfied at the end of the project, you have failed in your job as a business analyst. Now, here we see a diagram of stakeholder power. So there are two things to this. One is power and one is influence. So we have a high influence, low interest stakeholders. We have high influence, high interest stakeholders. We also have low interest stakeholders and low influence, high interest stakeholders. Let's take an example of each one of them. A CEO, CIO, or CXO might be a high influence, high level stakeholder because they are funding the project. So their requirements are very crucial. We can also have a high influence, low interest stakeholders. This stakeholders are high interest, high influence, but he's not very much interested in the project. Now we have a low influence, low interest. Now this could be an end user who will eventually use the software, but right now he's not very concerned with how the implementation is going on. His outlook might be okay when the software is installed, we'll use it, but till then, meh. And then we might have a low influence but high interest stakeholder. This is what we call a friendly change agent. This person might help the project and spread the good word about the project. So keep him close. When communicating to large audiences, it's sometimes necessary to make assumptions. If your assumptions are off, you risk being dismissed. Effective communication should be a two-way street. To ensure the message resonates, invest time to get to know your stakeholders. This is the key difference between communicating at them and communicating with them. You can get to know your stakeholder by conducting surveys, interviews, or workshops with each group to get insight on what's important to them and what their pain points are. The better you understand your stakeholders, the more effective you will be at targeting your communications to maximize the buy-ins. Now, if you talk about low influence, low interest stakeholders, you can just keep them informed about what's going on in the project. If we talk about low influence but high interest stakeholders, keep them into account. They will help your project. If you talk about high influence, high interest stakeholders, you need to manage them closely. Not managing them closely or ignoring their concerns will derail your project. And if you talk about high influence and low interest stakeholders, you will do well by meeting their needs. A project plans describe the work you need to do, but they don't always specify who needs to do it. And it's inefficient and frustrating if everyone on the team doesn't know exactly what they're supposed to do. There are 4 roles for every task in the project: responsible, accountable, consult, and inform. And we can assign these roles by building what we call RACI matrix. To build a matrix, take your list of tasks and add a column for each of the people on your team, right? So we have tasks here on the left hand side of the column, and on the top column we have designation of the people. So here there will be no names, just designation of the people. You can see. Now go through the list and ask, what role does each team member have here? If they have no role in the task, leave it blank. If they are needed to help complete the task, they are responsible. So R is responsible. That means they are needed to help complete the task. Put a R in the box. If they are task owner, they are accountable. If the particular stakeholder is the owner of task, they are accountable for it. And there should be one and only one accountable owner for every task. If they should be asked about a task, then they should be consulted. And if they need to be told about a task, then they are informed only. Get your team involved in creating a RACI matrix because it helps to build conscience and gets everyone focused on the contributions that they need to make to ensure the project is successful. So RACI matrix is important for 2 reasons. Reason 1, it brings everybody on the same page. It allows the team members to know what they are responsible for and what they are not responsible for. Second is a much more practical reason. See, in IT, teams keep on changing continuously. People keep joining in and people keep leaving also. So how will a new team member know, joined the team just now, a few days ago, know whom to ask for a particular task, whom to connect for a particular task, right? So he can simply go and see RACI matrix and connect with the concerned person. Now, another important document in project is project communication plan. From the time a project is first conceived until all of the work is finished, communication is crucial. You need to communicate with the project sponsor to make sure you are meeting their expectations, and with the project team to track the progress and identify issues along the way. You may even need to communicate with customers, suppliers, and other departments in the company, or even with the government regulators to make sure they understand what the project is all about. To make sure this gets done right, you should have a communications plan. Building a communication plan is actually pretty easy. First, think about the people you need to communicate with and put them into groups. Then, list the kinds of information you will need to share with them. Are you providing an update or are you asking for their feedback? Next, decide what communication medium makes the most sense for that conversation. Is it an email, a phone conference, or face-to-face meeting? And finally, specify how often you will communicate the frequency. That's really all you need to do to build a decent communication plan. And that little bit of planning can go a long way towards helping everyone work together efficiently. On screen, I have put a sample communication plan for you. So you can see it's about information, what information is to be communicated, who the receiver is, what is the timing of this communication. Now, timing can be as per required. It could be weekly, monthly, quarterly. Method of communication could be email, shared drive, physical documentation sending, anything. And who is responsible for sending this information? So remember, there are multiple stakeholders in the project, and in the communication plan specifies who is responsible for sending the communication and to whom, and at what frequency and in what way. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you guys for watching my video, and if you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. If you like to learn business analysis from me, you can contact me. My phone number is in the first slide itself or at the beginning of the video itself. Do call me and I'll be happy to help you out. Thank you and have a good day.